I'm Jess Lowry. I'm the founder of Key to the Street, and we're working on a product called the Walkable Urban Design Tool. Our mission is to make the world a more walkable place. I believe most people want to positively contribute to their community. They just don't know how. They don't have the tools, or they feel like they don't have the time. Key to the Street allows cities to conduct virtual design workshops without having to rely on people to take time off of work or step away from their regular activities in order to participate. Citizens and city planners can work closer together to improve the walking conditions of their community. In order to make this prototype usable for a pilot in Austin, we need your help. You can help us create a totally functional and interactive prototype that we can test in Austin as a pilot. We want to figure out not only how this tool could be used by the local citizens, but how urban designers and city planners will find a tool like this valuable. I believe a lot of the value for city planners will come from the qualitative data that you're able to extract. The individual stories have a profound impact on the urban design of the community. But there's more than just that. It's the ability for the community to feel like they're a part of the solution that's really important. The world will be a more walkable place if we all work together. The more people who are walking around in our neighborhoods, the safer our neighborhoods become. If we can encourage people to use this tool to walk more, to be able to document the ways that they think their community could be improved upon, then we're actually completing two very important goals. One is getting people to walk, and two is to get people to give us feedback about why and how they would walk. If we don't know how people would be encouraged to walk more, we can't really design a solution that's going to suit them. During South by Southwest, I pitched the idea of the Walkable Urban Design Tool to the Banff Center. The Banff Center actually picked it up, and I won the prize, which is a 2-week creative residency where I get to get flown to Alberta and hang out with all of the people that are involved in the Banff Center, and they're going to help me design some of the basic functionality for this tool. Those are going to be things like uploading a photo, dragging and dropping objects onto a layer, and sketching. And that is the basic sort of main components for people to be able to share their design ideas. But there's a lot more to this tool than just those basic features. And that's where you guys come in. I need Kickstarter to help me find backers who want to make this tool a reality. In order to test this tool as a pilot in Austin, it needs to be able to produce reports, it needs to be able to measure metrics, and to provide insights to city planners. We need to be able to extract data from this tool. We need to be able to qualify what is important most to the community and to be able to make it actionable for city planners. How can we break down what the city is prepared to invest in and what the local community is prepared to participate in? What if they could actually not only design collaboratively, but actually implement strategy in a more collaborative way? So what if it wasn't just the case that cities and government were responsible for the walkability issues in a community, but actually the community was part of not just identifying the problem, but actually coming up with a solution and implementing it? I believe more people actually want to participate in the solution. They just don't know how. This discarded exit ramp is a perfect example of a workaround. In web development, we call a workaround something that a user has come up with that we never thought about. So often when you're designing something, you have an intention. Obviously, there's a reason why you're designing it. But many times when you actually push something out there and the community and public start using it, you discover that there's actually more uses for that product than you ever intended. And this exit ramp is a perfect example. It was designed to be a way to exit from the highway to the service roads. but for whatever reason, it wasn't used that way, and it's just sort of sat here, derelict and unused. But the local citizens have found a use for it. Their workaround to needing to get from one neighborhood to another is to use this exit ramp as a shortcut. Using this tool is really simple. All you need to be able to do is to take a photo of a street, share your ideas on how it could become more walkable, link it to a location, and invite your community to help participate in the redesign of it. Once we're ready to actually redesign a street using the tool, what we need to do is to create a layer. Think about a layer as a piece of sketch paper that lays on top of a photograph. And what's kind of cool about this tool is that you don't always have to start from scratch. If you need some inspiration, or if you found a few great ideas from your local community members and you want to build upon those ideas, you can actually drag and drop other people's layers and work on top of that. So it's the idea that we're actually building upon ideas and that we're collaborating as a unified community in the solution for a street. When you can connect more people to the process of designing a solution, you get greater buy-in, which means that it's going to be easier for the city to actually implement change. Because what's interesting about change is that even when you ask for it, and even when you want it more than anything, change is hard, change is scary, and people just naturally resist it. But when you can actually involve the community in that change, the mindset shifts. People release from the notion that things are being done to them, and they actually feel like they're a part of that change, which is really important. Getting people to feel like they're connected to their community and what's happening in it is how you create civic pride. Instead of having to rely on all of the sort of logistical challenges that are involved with physical workshops, cities can virtually conduct design workshops in real time anywhere. So the city could use this tool as a way of conducting virtual design workshops. Context gives data meaning. And there is nothing more contextual than using your phone and in real time sharing your ideas about how to improve the walkability of a street. I believe the world will be a more walkable place if we all work together. In order to make this prototype usable for a pilot in Austin, we need your help. You can help us create a totally functional and interactive prototype that we can test in Austin as a pilot.